Hello and welcome back. Today we are taking a look at Magic the Gathering Universes Beyond's Marvel's Spider-Man pre-release kit from Wizards of the Coast. This is the latest Universes Beyond Magic the Gathering set. If you're not too familiar with Magic the Gathering, it is a trading card game with a subcategory called Universes Beyond, which uses licensed properties, the most recent being Spider-Man. I've been really excited for this set since it was announced. I've already opened a booster box and one of their bundle kits. I have to say, as excited as I was for this set, I have been a little disappointed with it. I understand that this was a smaller set, that the lead time Wizards had on it was significantly less than they normally would, but it just felt meh. There's nothing really exciting there. It hasn't had any commander decks, which is often the case, or which is abnormal for these Universe Beyond sets. However, the Assassin's Creed set was similar, and I felt a lot more attention and love was put into the Assassin's Creed set, which made a really fantastic set. With some great play mechanics, great cards which synergized well together. I just felt that was lacking from this Spider-Man set. But I was in my local comic book store, local game store today, and they had one of these, and I thought, meh, why not? I'm trying to complete the base set, so let's get it. Open it up and take a look. Here it comes in its standard box packaging. You can see it's sealed at the side, and that the Spider-Man chest is on the front, and if you come around to the back, you get the back of him there. On the side we get some comic panels done in a blue and black art. We get our basic legal and barcode. On the side is a tear strip to allow us to open it, and it's done with a web line effect, which is nice. On the top is the standard web symbol for Spider-Man and Magic the Gathering logo and product name. So tearing this open, we get friendly, amazing, spectacular. It opens up to some really nice artwork here of Spider-Man escaping an explosion. It looks like perhaps the art goes around. We'll have a look at that in a second. Opening it up, you get some punch out tokens and cards, and we get a case, and I don't know how well that shows, but the art does follow round. Let's see if we can. Very carefully open this up so we can see the full art within. There we go. So we get some pretty cool artwork of Spider-Man facing off against the Green Goblin with the Oscorp Tower in the background there. As I said, we get our tokens here. And we get our tokens there. And that is the packaging. We then get our insert box, which has the Spider-Man symbol on the front. Same comic book panel artwork in the background. And a picture of Spider-Man swinging away. The top lifts up, and inside we get a D20 countdown die with a little Spider-Man's logo there. It's a nicely done colour scheme. Bit of an odd colour scheme for Spider-Man, but it does do. We then get a promo card with the Green Goblin. Basic insert building a pre-release deck. Our pre-release promo card, which I think we will take a look at the end, and then we get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 booster packs. I paid £40 for this. These are what? Let's say 6, 12, 24, 36 plus £4, I guess, for the promo. So yeah, I guess it's okay. Let's get these opened and take a look, shall we? Immediately opening it up, we get a spider token and a treasure token. They are different artworks, I think, to what I've seen. I have to double check that. And let's take a look at our land, Ominous Asylum. Obviously in place for Ravencroft, the Ravencroft Institute. Open the pack up, we get Merciless Enforcers, Romantic Rendezvous. I do like the artwork of this set. There's some really nice artwork throughout. Spider-Man Webslinger, Spider-Man No More, Subway Train, Lurking Lizards, Swarm, Tombstone, Robotic Mastery, Spider UK, JJJ, and a rocket powered Goblin Guider, and our holo is Swarm again. So nothing particularly exciting in that. Having opened the booster box and a bundle, I'm about 30 cards away from 30 cards away from needing a complete base set. So I'm not expecting to get anything particularly amazing in these pulls. But at least one card I don't have would be kind of nice, but we'll see. Spider token again with another treasure token. We get a basic island there. We get Spyland Islanders, Web Up, Amazing Acrobatics, Eerie Gravestone, Guy in the Chair, Passenger Ferry. I will say I feel like the vehicles in this set are kind of forced, and they could have been replaced with some other characters or something. Shock, Hot Dog Cart, Hobgoblin, Spider Girl, the Spots Portal, Shadow of the Goblin, and our holo is the Spider-Man Webslinger. Pack 3, another spider token and another treasure. And our land is a full art forest. Oddly enough, I actually prefer the standard artworks for the land cards in this. I'm not a big fan of the full art ones. We get Whip, Passenger Ferry. As I said, I'm not a big fan of the vehicles, but I kind of get they're trying to go with that New York feel to make it Spider-Man. But yeah, I just feel it hasn't worked the way they want it to. Risky Research, Subway Train, Daily Bugle Reporters, Doc Ock Sinister Scientist, Shriek, Living Brain. I kind of like that one's in there. That's a deep dive into Marvel there, which I think is kind of cool. Yeah, vehicle wise, I'm surprised they didn't do like the big wheel or something instead of subway train or something like that. But Madam Web, Spider-Man 2099, and Tombstone is our holo. So far nothing that I'm needing, and nothing majorly exciting either. Again, as I said, I'm not expecting to get anything that I really need. It's just fun to open some packs. Another spider and another treasure token. That's there we go, Forest. I definitely prefer the artwork on these basic ones here with the Spider-Man swinging off in the distance. That distinctly feels more like a New York Spider-Man set. Mechanical Mobster. Scouting the City. Venom's Hunger. Masked Meower. I think that's a fun little card. I think it's there are some good silly cards in here which I think are nice touches. There's the Spider Rex, which if you're not familiar is a Spider-Man T-Rex. Wild Pack. Mob Lookout. See, I feel like you could have just made that as Hammerhead rather than just a Mob Lookout. Grow Extra Arms. Flash Thompson. Superior Foes. Damage Control. Electro Assaulting Battery. And a Holo Hobgoblin. I do like that Hobgoblin. I've built a Spider-Man deck using Cosmic Spider-Man, which, I'm looking forward to testing out. I do want to build a villain deck. I'm struggling to figure out who I want as the commander because I do want to use all of the villains in the deck. Human Citizen as our token with the treasure. Slight difference there, but it's something. Savage Mansion is our land, which is representing the Kravenoff or Kraven the Hunter's estate. We get the Inner Demons Gangsters, Electro Bolt, another Wild Pack, Doc Ock's Henchman, Hot Dog Cart, Kraven's Cats, a Venomized Cat, which again I think is quite amusing, Steel Wrecking Ball, Green Goblin Revenant, the Spider-Mobile, Ezekiel Sims. Ooh, I do need that one. Aurora, Heart of the Spider, so she can go to one side. And then our holo is a Spider-Bot. Last pack. Human Citizen and a treasure. Basic Swamp. We get the Scorpion Sting. Gallant Citizen. Taxi Driver. Again, they're obviously going for that New York feel. I feel like it could have been something else. Spectacular Tactics. Oscorp Research Team. News Helicopter. Kapow. Wraith. Shocker. Spider-Man India. Maximum Carnage. I have the full art of this, but I do need that as the basic. And a Soul Stone. That is, wow, that's okay, that's worth it. That was a worth it cause. And Whip is our holo. So Okay, out of 6 packs, I got 3 cards, which I don't have, but Soulstone definitely makes that worthwhile. That's a pretty cool card right there. Yeah, it's not the 10 grand version, but did anyone see that article that someone pulled the full art textless one and immediately flipped it for 10 grand? And then finally we have our pre-release promo, which is done in more of a wax paper. So let's open this up and see what our promo was. There we go. I'm going to open this up from the back as an extra surprise. So I believe the promos are either a rare or a mythic done with a hollow filter and a date stamp, but otherwise they are essentially what you can get in the base sets, and nothing amazingly special. But let's take a look. And Doc Ock's Tentacles, so a rare, nothing majorly exciting, but it is kind of cool to add it, and it's got 2025 there. So there we have our Spider-Man pre-release set. As I said, I feel this set's been a little underwhelming as a whole. I like the art which has been gone into it. I think some of the cards and some of the mechanics look fun to use and play. I just feel that perhaps a little more lead time would have definitely been beneficial on this, to have taken out some of those really random cards like a taxi drive or a subway train or whatever, and focus on something else which is quintessentially Spider-Man and not just New York. But there we have it. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Until next time, stay safe. And remember, freedom is a right, not a privilege. Thank you. Goodbye.